Make sure I turn on.
You're gonna get moved
Let's get started, and my apologies. I know we're starting just a few minutes late, just trying to get organized. Call to order the regular Township Committee meeting of June 2nd, 2014. Provisions of the Open Public Meetings Law, please.
Pursuant to the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Law, adequate public notice of this meeting has been given. By publication of the required newspapers of the date, time, and location of this meeting more than 48 hours in advance. By posting advance written notice on the official bulletin board of the municipal building. By filing advance written notice with the township clerk for the purpose of public inspection.
Roll call officials present, please.
Committeewoman Taylor?
Here.
Committeeman Billy?
Here.
Committeeman Moreno?
Here.
Deputy Mayor LaSella?
Here.
Mayor McKay?
Here. Can we have the invocation by Reverend Glenn Swank, please? Pastor of the Barnegat Bay Assembly of God.
Shall we pray? Father in heaven, we thank you again for the opportunity we have in this country to participate in our government and allow our voices to be heard. And I pray this evening as this meeting that your blessing would be upon our town, upon all those who serve our town, upon this town committee, that you would bless them with wisdom and understanding and insight as they seek to serve the community of Barnegat. And I pray this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. And now if Carol Holmes from Meridian Healthcare would like to stand forward.
I appreciate being able to come here tonight. I want to express my gratitude for all of us from Meridian Health System and for everyone in the area for everything that Barnegat Township did to support the Paint the Town Pink program. It was absolutely a wonderful. We were so impressed with the enthusiasm. And what ended up happening is the organizations, the businesses, individuals, they really grasped the program. They understood the message of the importance of mammography. They also were so creative in different ways of bringing the message out. And it was wonderful to see all over town how people chose to support this and get this out. We created the collage over there. We highlighted some of the things that the township did, the guys in the pink shirts and the bake sale, and then the township buildings, the pink lights. I mean, we couldn't have expected this in the first year, and the importance of the town support really spilled over to all the businesses. And I, going out and speaking with businesses on Friday to thank them, we found that they really enjoyed it. They really, really enjoyed it. So Barnegat, you should be proud. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Carol, it was absolutely worth it to see my big public works men working in pink t-shirts all month. I enjoyed it tremendously. Thank you. And now if you all stand to salute the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Resolution 2014-303.
Resolution authorizing the Township Committee to retire in closed session for the purpose of discussing personnel, public safety, contractual, and litigation matters.
No closed session needed this evening, Mayor.
Okay, motion to table resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Committeewoman Taylor?
Yes.
Committeeman Billy?
Yes.
Committeeman Moreno?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor LaSella?
Yes.
Mayor McKay?
Yes. All right, let's move on to the mayor's report. A few brief items to speak of. just wanted to reflect on this past weekend before Memorial Day. I had the pleasure of attending, once again, Memorial Day services held at the Gazebo Park Sunday morning of the holiday weekend, along with marching in the parade of Memorial Day on Monday. It was an honor to be allowed to participate in events that recognize the sacrifice made by some so that all of us can enjoy the freedoms we have today. I would like to thank all who took time out to join us at these events that acknowledge those who have fought and died for liberty and for freedom. Now tonight we'll be discussing the municipal budget. It's on the agenda for introduction, the town's 2014 budget. This budget reflects funding for the operation of the town along with the water and sewer utilities. While the administrator will cover some of the details of the fiscal plan, some of the highlights of the budget are as follows. At the April 2014 Township Committee meeting, the Township Administrator stated that despite the record-setting winter, it was his hope that the tax rate increase for 2014 would be less than the 2-cent tax increase of 2013. I am happy and pleased to report here tonight that the Administrator kept his word. Thank you. And the tax increase for the town for 2014 is only 1.57 cents. While the cost of winter operations greatly exceeded $300,000 this past winter, the overall increase for the 2014 budget is only $354,000, or only a 1.6 increase when compared to last year's. Barnegat is witnessing signs of recovery from both the Great Recession and Superstorm Sandy. New construction and storm restoration work is on the increase in addition to an upswing in the tax collection rate, which in itself is a great indicator of economic conditions. All signs appear to be favorable for 2014 as construction and business activity is increasing for Barnegat, and that will include, as soon as we get past permits, the beach. A major reason why Barnegat has been successful with stabilizing taxes and minimizing tax increases over the past several years is because of shared services. Barnegat has been a leader in the state when it comes to developing meaningful shared service agreements that benefit taxpayers. In fact, on the agenda tonight is yet another shared service agreement with Point Pleasant this time for tax collection services. One reason why Point Pleasant selected Barnegat is due to the solid reputation that Barnegat has when it comes to implementing shared services that yield both operational and financial benefits. A telling measure of how successful Barnegat has been with shared service is that we have agreements from exit 25 to exit 98 on the Garter State Parkway. That's how we all identify ourselves, right? Which is almost 75 miles worth of shared services agreements. Even though we would all prefer a budget with no tax increases, reality does come crashing in on a budget process resulting in a budget that is responsible and fair, considering the extraordinary expenses associated with this past winter. Sitting here on June 2nd, I believe it was close to 80 degrees today, makes it very easy to forget the winter we just endured. We must keep in mind that there were 15 individual weather events this past winter requiring townships' responses in order to maintain safe road conditions. There is a price tag associated with a comprehensive snow and ice operation. Overall, personally, I would like to say that I am pleased with the budget as it fairly reflects the cost of operations for the town. We are fortunate here in Barnegat to have a dedicated workforce committed to the well-being of the community. Having talented and skilled township employees enhances the ability of the town to remain clean, safe, and affordable. In particular, I would like to take this opportunity to recognize the efforts of Kathy Janinski, our Chief Financial Officer, with preparing the budget. I see you over there, Kathy. Thank you so much. I know how much work goes into this. I know how crazy you have been this month, last month, the month before. But we made it, we got through it, and really without your incredible financial expertise, I don't know that we could have done it even with our business administrator here. And his knowledge of the financial work. All right, let's talk about one final thing, affordable housing. For a second reading and final adoption tonight is an ordinance that will permit the development of an age-restricted rental complex at the intersection of Route 9 and Georgetown Boulevard. This project will consist of 70 rental units of 1- and 2-bedroom apartments. Since this is age-restricted, there will be no impact on the school system. Even just the mention of an affordable housing age-restricted rental development has generated much interest from the community. I myself have gotten at least a dozen personal inquiries by individuals asking when this would be built, and that was just me. Obviously, there is a high demand then for this type of project, and I would encourage the committee to vote favorably for this ordinance in order to permit this development to move forward. Thank you. All right, let's move on to committee reports. Let's see. Let's start with Lenny. You want to start?
No problem, thank you. First, I'd like to say that it's been a very busy weekend, Memorial Day weekend. In the parade, speeches, marching, and remembering those who gave the ultimate sacrifice. I want to thank the residents of Barnegat for showing up the way they always do, year after year, to come there and join us. And then they also come to the parade and join us afterwards for refreshments. And it shows that Barnegat supports veterans, and they always did and they always will. I want to thank the American Legion and the VFW for starting it and keeping the cycle going. Without that, there'd be no parades, and those are the men that actually fought the battles. As when I go to school, the high school, and talk to the history classes as they speak about the heroes, I tell them, you're standing here with the heroes, the unsung heroes who were in those wars, from World War II, Vietnam, right here in Barnegat, standing side by side are those unsung heroes that they read about, and which they all of a sudden say, really? Now they realize what's going on around them, which I want to thank the history class for that also. They do a great job, and the board for allowing us to get there. Also, our concert started. We had two already. One got bugged out, unfortunately, about 8 o'clock. Gnats came from nowhere, and we're standing there, and the band is telling me everybody's leaving. I said, why? And we knew in another minute. They just invaded the dock. I don't know what happened, but we had to cut short at 8 o'clock. But this week, get there, we'll have a lot of fun, and hope that there's no gnats. And other than that, that should do it.
Thank you. Mr. Billy, would you like to continue?
Thank you, Mayor. Number one, Memorial Day services, as Lenny and the Mayor both said, with the unofficial start of the summer comes the extended Memorial Day weekend, holiday weekend, along with the events and ceremonies that honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice while fighting for our freedom. On Sunday of the holiday weekend, I had the privilege to attend the Memorial Day service with all my compatriots here on the board at the gazebo park, and I had the opportunity to speak on the true meaning of Memorial Day. Then on Monday morning, I had the chance to walk again with everyone on the board, to walk in the annual parade with all the veterans and the kids. I wish to thank all that helped with making these events a success. It is very important that we pause and take stock in how fortunate we are to enjoy the freedoms we have today. Barnegat Summer Savings Program. For the summer, the township will institute a Barnegat Summer Savings Program, which is similar in concept to the Buy in Barnegat program of last year, which promoted and encouraged residents to shop and buy locally. On Tuesdays and Thursdays throughout the summer season, you have to remember, merchants make a lot of money in other days, so they're trying to draw a little bit so everybody wins. Participants, merchants will offer 10% discount on eligible merchandise and service. At this time, we have about 20 merchants in the program. I'll be putting the finalists together tomorrow afternoon. We'll mix all that out. And each business will have a sign in their window indicating participation in the program. No card is necessary, and all is required is for a Barnegat resident to visit a participating merchant on Tuesdays or Thursdays between now and Labor Day to take advantage of the savings. Again, it's important in order to keep existing businesses successful and to attract new commercial establishments in town, we must keep Barnegat dollars in Barnegat, and the Barnegat Summer Savings Program helps accomplish that goal. Any merchants or anyone seeking to participate in the program or have any questions, please contact me through the township. On the budget, this evening the town will introduce its budget for 2014. Despite the harsh winter, very long one, the township was successful with keeping the tax rate increase under last year's increase of 2 cents. For 2014, the proposed tax rate, as you heard, for the town will be 1.57 cents, or about $39 on the average assessed house, which equates to roughly 75 cents per week on the average assessed home. Local government touches upon the daily lives of each and every resident, whether it is trash, recycling, street cleaning, responding to emergencies, or snow plowing. It's the town that provides all these services to the community. Barnegat Township government never sleeps and works diligently to maintain a clean and safe and affordable community. Considering the significant cost of this past winter, I am pleased that we're able to produce a budget that is responsible and adequately funds town operations, along with minimizing the financial impact on our taxpayers. Also, I would personally like to thank Kathy Janeski again, our Chief Financial Officer, for a job well done on this 2014 budget. Many hours of hard work goes into drafting the budget, and I appreciate her efforts very, very much. Thank you very much, Kathy, and thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. We're done on that side. Committeewoman Taylor, would you like to continue?
Sure. It's very short and sweet this evening. I also would like to thank the VFW and the American Legion for inviting me to their services on the Memorial Day weekend. I was honored to be there, and I had decided not to speak because I felt that the speeches are wonderful coming from the committees, but I just wanted to honor without speaking. I also wanted to thank Kathy, Dave, the mayor, and Mr. Lucella, because they're also on the finance committee, for working hard on the budget, and I'm looking forward to reviewing it, for the second reading. And I think that was pretty much it for me. Thank you.
Thank you. And Deputy Mayor LaSalle.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm not going to reiterate too much on the Memorial Day events. Going last year kind of are washed out on this, but I did pick up on a couple things that I thought we would mention. One was our Barnegat police motorcycles. The bikes and the officers looked very sharp in that parade. It was really nice to see the motorcycles at that point, and the way they're being used, and the officers looking that good that are using them. It was really a highlight for the first year to see them. And also, of course, we always want to thank the VFW and the American Legion. Without those gentlemen, this wouldn't continue every year, and I do thank them personally. On our affordable housing, on the agenda this evening for the second reading and final adoption is an ordinance that permits all age-restricted affordable housing development, consisting of 70 units to be constructed essentially on the intersection of Route 9 and Georgetown Boulevard, which is on the Stafford Township line. Even though the plans for the development have not been finalized, there's been a strong and positive response to the project, with many residents inquiring on how to secure a living unit in the complex. Like the mayor indicated, we've all had a lot of inquiries by people that are interested in this, our own seniors that live in developments now. Recently, the State Council on Affordable Housing issued a draft of Round 3 affordable housing requirements, and Barnegat had an obligation of over 400 units. Besides complying with the law, there is a strong demand for age-restricted affordable rental units, and this particular project will provide a viable alternative living arrangement to those seniors who need to downsize or may not have the financial resources that they once had. Our municipal budget, tonight the township will be introducing our 2014 municipal budget. The budget is being proposed this evening is fiscally responsible and minimizes the financial impact on hard-working Barnegat taxpayers. Even with the harsh winter, as Dave had mentioned, the proposed budget for the town will increase about $39 per average assessed house at $250,000. What is even more impressive is since the reassessment in 2011, the average annual tax increase for town operations have been less than a penny a year, or roughly $22 per year. Since 2011, and including this year, the overall tax rate increase for the town has only been 3.87 cents for 4 years. I would think that was terrific in today's world, and especially comparing us to any other Ocean County town.
I support the budget being proposed tonight as it represents a responsible financial plan required to fund the town operations. Finally, I would also like to thank our CFO, Kathy Janeski, with preparing this budget. Many hours of hard work went into this budget, and she should be commended for the final product. Thank you, Kathy, and leave 10 minutes early tomorrow for your hard work. Thank you.
10 minutes.
I don't want to waste too much money, so 10 minutes.
I haven't authorized that. We'll talk, okay? All right, and now the administrator's report, please.
Thank you, Mayor. I have no reports this evening, so we can get immediately to the agenda.
Excellent.
On page 2 of the agenda, ordinance 2014-10 and 11 or similar in nature. They both amend and supplement the land use code of the Township of Barnegat. Ordinance 2014-10 establishes that 70% of the land can be used for development in the town center area, and 2014-11 establishes that 80% of the land can be used for development in the commercial core section of the town center. Both these ordinances have been approved on first reading by the Township Committee, in addition to being approved by the Planning Board. Still on page 2, ordinance 2014-12, second reading and public hearing, deals with the ordinance establishing a multifamily age-restricted zone in the Township of Barnegat that deals with the age-restricted affordable housing development consisting of 70 units on the corner of Georgetown Boulevard and Route 9. In addition to the comments made by both the mayor and deputy mayor, in addition, the township has been able to secure $225,000 in community contribution donations from the developers associated with this project. Still on page 2, ordinance 2014-13, Township of Barnegat will be selling land which is not buildable for roughly $1,200 to an individual that requested the sale. The township followed the proper public procedure or public policy with respect to selling land. We contacted the adjacent property owners. None of them indicated an interest in purchasing the land. Therefore, based upon a study of assessed value of similar plots of land, the sales price is $1,200, and again, they will not be able to build on it. On page 3 of the agenda, ordinance 2014-14, the ordinance amending the chapter dealing with the Economic Development Committee. Essentially, we are adding 2 alternative members. Increases the possibility or chances to have a quorum at the monthly meetings. Still on page 3, ordinance 2014-16, second reading, public hearing, and final adoption, deals with the salary ordinance and adjusting one title, clerk typist part-time, to reflect the part-time wage that we are currently paying the part-time employees. Please keep in mind that all part-time employees are not subject to fringe benefits like health care and pension. Still on page 3, ordinance 2014-17 deals with the budget, and I will get back to that at the end of the agenda report. On page 6 of the agenda, resolution 2014-320 is a shared service agreement with Point Pleasant Borough for tax collection services, as indicated by Mayor McCabe in her report. Township of Barnegat will enter into a shared service agreement with Point Pleasant Borough for tax collection services for at least a 1-year period. The Township of Barnegat has a couple certified people in the tax collection office, and as a result, the township will be able to generate some revenue as a result of providing the service to Point Pleasant. Still on page 6, 2014-322, resolution authorizing a state contract for e-tickets. E-tickets is technology that allows a police officer to write a ticket on a computer screen, a handheld computer or iPod, pad type of device. Currently, the Township of Barnegat uses manual tickets, carbon copies. The tendency or likelihood of mistakes is significant with a manual handwritten copy or ticket. With e-tickets, the number of mistakes or errors greatly decrease. In addition, this will not cost the Township of Barnegat any cash outlay. Simply, the Township of Barnegat will contribute $3 per ticket to the vendor. 2014-323 is the annual application to the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs for the Roy Grant, which is used for recreation to help offset the cost of classes associated with the social club held at Meadowwood. Resolution 2014-325 is a resolution that we need to do in order to satisfy the Ocean County Joint Insurance Fund requirements regarding safety and respiratory protection. The Township of Barnegat has a water and sewer utility. Oftentimes, those individuals have to go below ground in confined spaces, and if they're not properly following safety regulations, they can risk their health, if not their life. Still on page 6, Resolution 2014-326, appointing NW Financial Group as the financial advisor for the Township of Barnegat. Township of Barnegat went out to RFP, request for proposals. 3 responses were received by the Township. NW Finance Group provided a competitive response. In addition, NW Finance Group is the current financial advisor for the Board of Education. Board of Education went through a refunding process in which they realized significant savings on their debt service. As part of that process, NW Financial provided the Township, free of charge, a rather comprehensive and lengthy report that will allow the Township also to save a significant amount on their debt service. So at this point in time, we feel strongly that NW Financial does represent the best interest of the entire Township of Barnegat, both the Township and the Board of Education, and we strongly support their appointment as financial advisors to the Township tonight. On page 7, resolutions 327 and 328 deal with approval to submit grants to the New Jersey Department of Transportation for various projects, one associated with Safe Routes to School project, another associated with the Historic Rail Transportation Program. Back in 2010, the Township of Barnegat bonded over $500,000 for sidewalks that provided relief to the Board of Education with respect to transportation costs. We would like to continue that effort with the 2014 fiscal year's Safe Routes to School grant. Resolution 328 deals with extending the rail to trail south, further south, to the old railroad trestle located on Memorial Drive. On Resolution 329 is the standard resolution we do every year to recognize the amount of school deferred tax that we've earned. Resolution on page 3, resolution, both ordinances, resolution, on page 4, resolution 214-306A, and ordinance 214-17 deal with the introduction of the 2014 municipal budget. As was discussed and covered in detail by committee reports, the township will be introducing their municipal budget for tonight. Some details surrounding the budget. The total budget for 2014 for the Township of Barnegat will be $22,949,233. That represents an increase of roughly $354,000 when compared to last year. That is a 1.6% increase over last year, and the vast majority of that increase can be contributed to or linked to snow and ice control operations. For the Township of Barnegat for 2014, our snow and ice control operations were well over $300,000. The tax levy for 2014 will be $16,968,124. That's roughly a $387,000 increase when compared to last year. Taking into account the added assessments, that is a 1.57 cent tax increase, which equates to roughly $39 per average assessed house of $250,000 per year. With regards to cap levy and appropriation levy, the Township of Barnegat is under both of them. The appropriation levy was established in the mid-70s. Currently, the township of Barnegat is under the appropriation levy by roughly $693,000. The cap levy was established in 2010. That cap levy deals with the tax levy. We are currently under that levy by $110,000. So both our appropriation levy and tax cap levy, we are well under the state mandates. Reserve for uncollected taxes, the township was able to increase by roughly $25,000. That was a result of increasing our tax collection rate to 97.97%. Tax collection rate has a huge impact on municipal budgets, has a huge impact on the town budget. Does not impact the school budget and does not impact the county budget. The county and school get 100% of the tax levy. It's the township that has to absorb that percentage of taxpayers that do not pay their taxes. So the case for Barnegat in 2014, we have to set aside over $1.1 million for individuals who do not pay their taxes. The township has to absorb that. The township has been able to maintain their bond rating throughout the Great Recession, and after Hurricane Sandy, the state of New Jersey led the nation in bond reductions at the local government level since Hurricane Sandy. The number of full-time employees has been greatly reduced since 2009 by roughly 20%. And obviously shared services has a huge impact on the ability of the township to stabilize and maintain the budget and tax rate. For 2014, that equates to almost between $600,000 and $700,000 in savings, which is well over 3 cents. Thank you, Mayor.
All right, motion to open to public comment.
So moved.
Second? Okay. Anybody? That's further.
Actually,
I see, okay, you got your hand up first, sir, in the back?
Yeah.
Come on up. Please state your name and your address.
Yeah, Ken Jacobs, 236 Edison Road. I just have a question. It's regarding ordinance. And I approached the town numerous times about it, and for some reason it keeps getting pushed off to the back burner about fences and trees. And I'm just trying to figure out why.
Okay, what specifically were you?
Well, the fence is, first of all, the fence is too high, 56 inches. The ordinance state 48 inches,
Where is this exactly?
234.
234 Edison?
Yep.
Edison?
Yep. And as far as living fences is concerned, it's only supposed to be 50% density. And as you can see, the pictures I have here, he has a wall of trees going down, in the ordinance state on waterfront property that there should be unrestricted views.
All right, I will approach code enforcement and have them take a visit out there, make sure everything's copacetic. If not, they'll address.
All right. The second thing is, you guys talk about the dock. What about the beach?
Yes, I mentioned it briefly in my opening statement. The beach, we've replenished the sand, as we can do, because that's what existed previously. And right now we are bogged down, for lack of a better word.
Let me address that. As the mayor indicated, we have replenished the beach like we do every year to maximize the space for recreation use. Obviously, the beach experienced extreme damage during Superstorm Sandy. Township is currently out to bid, public bid, for restoration of the beach, which includes not only some work on the beach, but the construction of a bulkhead and a boardwalk on top of that to reduce damage from future storms.
Yeah. All right. That'd be nice because there's a lot of families that like to go there, and right now it's like a construction zone with the popping of the big cement barrier.
We realize that.
Yeah, we realize that.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Permits, all those good things. Jake, come on.
Jake Taylor, 106 North. On the apartments, it's both, there's two ordinances there. I think that, I know these is cut and dried, but I think adding a lot of apartments is not good for, overall good for the town. And my reasoning is going back to, I remember when the apartments were built over in Settlers, how nice they were, with nice people in there, and what ended up years later. I'm concerned that some years from now, after these things go, that they get in that type of condition. I know that we're gonna have, my one question is there gonna be a CO on every apartment when it's released? That's one question.
The difference between Settlers and the complex that we're proposing for Route 9 and Georgetown Boulevard is that the complex on Route 9 is all seniors, age restricted. And that has to be in place for a number of years. In addition, there will be an on-site manager at that location as part of the terms and conditions of the agreement to supervise and regulate and take care of the property.
Why wouldn't you have a CO after each person moves out? Why would you go against that? I mean, no, I'm saying I would think that would be one of our.
We do have a CO.
After each rental, one person moves out.
We do.
It's got a CO.
Yes.
I know that was lifted on some things last year.
No.
Not the rentals.
Not rentals.
No, all right.
Only on houses.
Now, also, my question is, a couple of years ago, when we were overloaded, not here in this town, but a couple of boroughs were overloaded on senior housing, they tried to come down with some stuff that would be like, do away with the senior and let everybody, and lower the age restriction. That happened in some towns in Jersey. In other words, they started out as seniors, and then at a later date, they said, look, we can't rent them as seniors, we're going to rent them like to all ages. I don't want to see that happen to these apartments. What kind of stop sign or something do we have if that can't happen?
Mr. Taylor, that was a state law back in 2009, 2010 that allowed age-restricted developments to be converted into family developments. That law has sunset and no longer applies.
Well, over the years, I've seen a lot of changes, and when these things sit empty, the politicians and the real estate guys get together. Next thing you know, they're all ages, and then they're rented. That's what I'm leery about.
Based on the demand that we have for the apartments so far, I feel confident that they will not sit empty.
Well, I don't have your confidence. Thanks.
Thank you.
Frank?
Frank Pecci, 11 Hemlock. Speaking, I'm on the planning board. Speaking about the ordinances tonight, one of the problems I have with it is the way the law works. You're not bound, another governing body's not bound what this governing body does. So after a period of time, they could change that age restricted, the apartments, to have other people go in there. I mean, that happened, and I mentioned long before this about what happened in the town I came from. And it was a major problem. 7 years in court, which blew the minds of people when they found out the legal bills, to get something done because they were decimated. I mean, they were terrible. What happened to them, you couldn't rent them to anybody. So that's what we have to, like Jack said, that's what we have to look for. Real tight regulations on what is happening, the grounds, the building, and see any deterioration that happens. We have to be strong enough to go after these developers and make sure that this doesn't happen in this town.
Mr. Pesci, it's my understanding, in order to secure state financing, in addition to federal tax credits, that there has to be a deed restriction on the property. That number one makes it affordable housing, and number two makes it age restricted.
That's to do it. That doesn't say 5 years from now,
No,
that's gonna, no. Didn't they just change the law?
No.
Harvanian, what did he
That
come
was
to
a
the
state
planning
law
board?
5 years ago,
Okay.
that sunset.
Was it changed?
No, sunset.
Was it changed? It was changed. That's why it allowed him now to go down to Route 9 and build these apartments. He was supposed to build housing out here.
I think
Don't shake your head.
The point Mr. Green is making is the town is putting everything it can put in place, or requiring everything it can to keep these age restricted. We can't always control the state, and the state in one instance changed that. That was very unusual, and it is no longer the law.
Very, very unusual.
It
Things
never
that happen in politics become very unusual. Certain things can happen. We're above the curve for the housing, affordable housing. David always said, and now he's talking about, the people, the Barnegat, we need 400 more, that's what the state says. Well, I talked to the state said it is not mandated until June 4th, when it'll go on the rolls, and nothing is for sure, and you don't have to do it, okay? That's for the head of the department. I'll give you his number tomorrow, Dave. But anyway.
I never heard it being an option.
Excuse me, Kevin, wasn't that law only pertaining to new construction as well at the time? It had nothing to do with changing existing construction.
That's correct, those are approved but unbuilt projects.
That's the building. I'm talking about changing the makeup of what goes in there. Once it's built, and I agree with you, once it's built, that doesn't say down the line that cannot be changed.
It does, the condition of.
For how many years? What is the condition? How many years does it have to?
I think it's 20 years.
I think, all right, I'll look it up tomorrow. I don't think it's 20, but it can be changed.
But Frank, can it be changed in the development that we live in?
I'm sorry.
Why couldn't it be changed in the development we live in?
It was changed. It was changed. It used to be 45, and that's Pheasant Run. It was, and it was changed.
So it's 55, it didn't go down.
Okay, but it was changed, wasn't it, Marty? It was changed. All right, let's go on to something else. I'm glad to hear about the budget and the trust fund that we keep for that. Did that help this year? The cap money?
Yes, it did. The bank
Okay.
always helps us.
I'm sure it did. How much did it help us?
I don't have the exact number, but we use the bank from 2012 and 2013 to help offset 2014. That is a mechanism that the state allows.
I know that. I'm just saying, how much was it? And now you've got it coming an ordinance tonight, and how much you anticipated it helped you? $200,000, $300,000, $100,000?
Allow me to look it up.
Okay, because now we have a financial officer, advisor. I'm happy with the ones we have. I know what it does, Dave. I was just making a joke. We have a budget. We have a budget, and it's under. I heard the plaudits. What a wonderful job people did, and they did. So that's what I was saying. Why do we need somebody to do this? Thank you.
Frank. Anyone else? Mr. Flory.
Morris Flory, 4 Blue Claw Drive. This evening I represent the Barnegat Economic Development Committee as chairman, and you should have in your package, I think, a copy of the prepared statement and updates. The EDC has provided statements to the Planning Board, Zoning Board, Board of Education, and more coming in the future months for various committees. This statement provided a short synopsis of who we are, our goals for 2014. Within each statement is a request for a formal liaison from each committee to the EDC, and I'm happy to report so far we have received strong support from all committees and the Board of Education. As chairman, I've been working closely with the Planning, Zoning Board, Stacy Cole and John Hess, construction official Louis Fisher, Rico, and tax assessor Ellen Keller. These folks have been very supportive in providing data when requested, along with invaluable suggestions. Dave and the Mayor McCabe, please pass our thanks to them. They've been great systems, very, very helpful. I am working with the superintendent of schools, Karen Wood, on how we can support each other for the betterment of the students. The EDC has included in its strategic document a section for supporting Barnegat School District. Ms. Wood is providing invaluable insight and data for the district. We are looking at establishing work incubators, mentoring programs to provide internships via local businesses for students in becoming entrepreneurs. With the right programs, we can see students having opportunities for staying in Barnegat. Number 4, we have created a questionnaire for businesses in understanding how we can improve and make Barnegat truly easy to do business with. Feedback and data hopefully will be provided in September 2014. The EDC believes in the branding and marketing of Barnegat is one of the critical areas of its strategy. We have reached out to 3 companies for looking at Barnegat. These companies are North Star, Triad Corporation, and Spitfall. We will have their readouts at our next meeting in June at the July Township meeting. I hope I can provide you with a short synopsis and potential costs. So now I have 2 questions for the committee. In November 2013, representatives from the planning board presented their recommendation to the township committee and public, which included a business advocate supported by this township committee. At the last township meeting in April 2014, I also presented on behalf of the EDC a recommendation for a business advocate. Can you provide anything that's been accomplished or scheduled to implement such recommendation? That's the first question. The second question is, I have sent to the township a request in understanding how to announce a town-wide presentation of the EDC work for a readout in September. Please advise and where this can be accomplished. The EDC meets on the third Thursday at 7:30 in the courthouse. The public is most welcome. We have one vacancy so far, so if there are any volunteers that want to support this important work to the township, please contact me.
With regards to your first question, a business advocate, the township is currently assessing whether or not that can be accomplished in-house or whether to outsource it.
Right.
Several towns have done it in-house. Other towns have outsourced it, so we're assessing or determining the best approach for Barnegat Township. Number two, with respect to advertising EDC meetings, we can accomplish that through the website and Nixle to maximize exposure to the public when the EDC meetings are.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Paul. Yes, ma'am.
Karen Kustik, 12 Hanley Road. Just wanted to bring to your attention that there may be a safety issue going on right outside our development that I think somebody needs to look into. I'm not sure what happened in the office building that sits on Route 9 and Memorial, but everybody is parking all along Memorial around the bend. And they're there all day long. And as you're trying to turn the bend, I mean, it's very dangerous right now with the school bus coming. And I think it's even going to get worse after the school buses stop, because once the right permits go to I think it's called the Candy Queen, there's a lot of kids in our neighborhood that have jobs there this summer who have to walk that way. And my fear is that's really an accident waiting to happen and really needs to be looked into. I don't know why there's not enough parking spaces in that lot or what type of business they've just recently rented to, but it's really causing problems there and it's all dead.
Okay, well, we'll
right.
take a look at it.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Going once, going twice? All right, motion to close.
Mayor, can I just mention one thing that
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
we forgot about saying is recycling, I believe, starts every week now.
Every week? That's already
So I
this
just
week,
wanted
right?
to,
Now through Labor Day.
Labor Day. I just wanted to bring that out too, because we forgot to
I
mention
thought of
it.
that for a second and forgot. Excellent. Okay, did we have a motion to close the public?
Motion to close.
Second.
Second? Okay. Great. Ordinance 2014-10, second reading.
Ordinance amending and supplementing chapter 55-34.5 entitled Identification of Bulk Standards of Land Use Code of the Township of Barnegat.
Motion to open the public comment.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments from the public on this? Okay, motion to close the public comment.
So moved.
Second.
Motion to adopt ordinance. Can I have a motion?
Motion to adopt.
Second. Right, roll call.
Committeewoman Taylor?
Yes,
Committeeman Billy?
Yes.
Committeeman Moreno?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Lasella?
Yes.
Mayor McKinney?
Yes, ordinance 2014-11, second reading.
Ordinance amending and supplementing chapter 55.35.5 entitled Identification and Bulk Standards of the Land Use Code of the Township of Barnegat.
Motion to open the public comment.
So moved.
Second. Any comment from the public on this ordinance? No? Okay, motion to close.
So moved.
Second.
All right, motion to adopt ordinance.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Committeewoman Taylor?
yes,
Committeeman Billy?
Yes.
Committeeman Moreno? Deputy Mayor Lasella?
Yes.
Mayor McKinney?
Yes, ordinance 2014-12, second reading.
Ordinance establishing multifamily age-restricted zone in the Township of Barnegat.
Motion to open the public comment.
So moved.
Second.
Any comment from the public in this ordinance? Motion to close.
So moved.
Second.
Motion to adopt ordinance.
So moved.
Got a second?
Second.
Okay, roll call.
Committeewoman Taylor?
yes,
Committeeman Billy?
Yes.
Committeeman Moreno?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Lasella?
Yes.
Mayor McKinney?
Yes, ordinance 2014-13, second reading.
Ordinance authorizing sale of vacant property known and designated as Block 134, Lot 2, for a total purchase price of $1,200 to Mr. and Mrs. Navarro in accordance with provisions of the NJSA 48:12-13 and sequel.
Motion to open the public comment.
So moved.
Second.
Any comment from the public in this ordinance? Motion to close?
So moved. Second.
Motion to adopt ordinance?
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Committeewoman Taylor?
Yes.
Committeeman Billy?
Yes.
Committeeman Moreno?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor LaSalla?
Yes.
Mayor McKinney?
Yes, ordinance 2014-14, second reading.
Ordinance amending and supplementing chapter 9B entitled Economic Development Committee.
Motion to open to public comment?
Second, please. So, that's the first. So moved.
And I believe, Mr. Moreno, second? Okay.
That was too slow.
Any comment from the public in this ordinance? Okay, motion closed?
So moved. Second.
Motion to adopt ordinance?
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Committeewoman Taylor?
Yes.
Committeeman Billy?
Yes.
Committeeman Moreno?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor LaSalla?
Yes.
Mayor McKinney?
Yes, ordinance 2014-16, second reading.
Ordinance establishing certain salaries of certain officers and employees and repealing any and all other ordinances inconsistent therewith.
Motion to open to public comment?
So moved. Second.
Any comment from the public in this ordinance? Motion to close?
So moved. Second.
Motion to adopt?
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Committeewoman Taylor?
Yes.
Committeeman Billy?
Yes.
Committeeman Moreno?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor LaSalla?
Yes.
Mayor McKinney?
Yes, ordinance 2014-17, first reading.
Ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank in accordance with NJSA 38:4-45.14.
Motion to introduce ordinance?
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Committeewoman Taylor?
Yes.
Committeeman Billy?
Yes.
Committeeman Moreno?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor LaSalla?
Yes.
Mayor McKinney?
Yes. Approval of the minutes for the May 5th, 2014 regular meeting. Can I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
Roll call.
Committeewoman Taylor?
Yes.
Committeeman Billy?
Yes.
Committeeman McKinney? Moreno? Sorry.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor LaSalla?
Yes.
Mayor McKinney?
Yes. Resolution 2014-304.
Resolution authorizing payment of bill list in the amount of $3,021,420.34.
Motion to adopt?
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Committeewoman Taylor?
Abstain.
Committeeman Billy?
Yes.
Committeeman Moreno?
Abstain.
Deputy Mayor LaSalla?
Yes.
Mayor McKinney?
Yes. Resolution 2014-305.
Resolution authorizing temporary emergency appropriations for the code fund.
Motion to adopt?
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Committeewoman Taylor?
Yes.
Committeeman Billy?
Yes.
Committeeman Moreno?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor LaSalla?
Yes.
Mayor McKinney?
Yes. Resolution 2014-306.
Resolution authorizing emergency temporary appropriations for the water sewer fund.
Motion to adopt?
Yes.
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Second.
Who said yes?
Yes.
Roll call, please.
Committeewoman Taylor?
Yes, I'm not sure where we are, but yeah.
306.
Okay, thank you.
Committeeman Billy?
Yes.
Committeeman Moreno?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor LaSalla?
Yes.
Mayor McKinney?
Yes, resolution 2014-306A.
Introduction of municipal budget for the year 2014.
Motion to adopt resolution?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Roll call.
Committeewoman Taylor?
Yes, first reading. I'm
Committeeman
sorry,
Bill-
yes.
Committeeman Billy?
Yes.
Committeeman Moreno?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor LaSalla?
Yes.
Mayor McKinney?
Yes. Consent agenda?
The below listed items are considered to be routine by the Township of Barnegat and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no formal discussion of these items. If discussion is desired, this item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separate.
Motion to adopt consent agenda?
So moved.
Second? Roll call?
Committeewoman Taylor?
Yes.
Committeeman Billy?
Yes.
Committeeman Moreno?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor LaSalla?
Yes.
Mayor McKinney?
Yes. Motion to
No,
adjourn?
no, Mayor,
Oh,
Mayor,
hold on.
I was, I neglected in my administrator's report to
Oh.
mention that, in order to realize cost savings associated with refunding a bond, that the township committee needs to introduce on first reading tonight a bond ordinance. This ordinance would be 2014-18. Please let me read the title of the ordinance into the public record. Refunding bond ordinance of the township of Barnegat and the county of Ocean, New Jersey, providing for the refunding of all or a portion of the township's general obligation bonds, Series 2005, heretofore issued to finance capital improvements, appropriating an amount not exceeding $4.2 million, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of not to exceed $4.2 million general obligation refunding bonds of the township of Barnegat for financing the costs thereof. As a result of this ordinance, the essentially what the township will be doing is refinancing or refunding permanent debt that was established in 2005 to yield a cost savings in debt service for the 5 remaining years of the useful life of these bonds of roughly $140,000. So in other words, if you pass this ordinance for first reading tonight, we're well on our way to save $140,000 between now and 2020.
And Senior Chief, Mr. Breeden, I was wondering when this was gonna come up.
Thank you, sorry.
Can I have a motion to adopt, or introduce, I'm sorry, ordinance 2014-18?
First reading, yes. Motion.
Second.
Roll call?
Committee Woman Taylor?
Yes.
Committee Man Billy?
Yes.
Committee Man Morano?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Lucella?
Yes.
Mayor McKinney?
Yes. Now can I motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.